suddenly got the Eskimos revived.
Walters is the inside receiver running the corner pattern on Jack Kellogg, and that's saying something. Jack Kellogg, Western All-Star, had a great year, the halfback position, and got in behind him. Perfect ball by Neil Green.
Green exuberant in his celebration with the big home run. Here's Dickinson, some pressure. He'll step up now and run. Dickinson puts his head down.
Dickinson diving across the 25-yard line.
Go across the 25-yard line. They'll spot it at the 27. Gain of 8 on the play.
Well, after the last series, Dave Dickinson was getting some treatment on that shoulder. Mike McCoy actually warmed up a little bit. Dickinson came in for this series, and this is something that must scare Wally Buono on the sideline to see him with a bit of a banged-up shoulder running the football and then diving head first.
And A.J. Gass bearing down. Second down and 2. Stampeders. They'll pass. Dickinson dumps it off. It's complete to Calvin Anderson. Driven out of bounds at the 31 for a Calgary first down.
One of the concerns for Wally Buono this week was that he felt in the last game of the regular season against Hamilton, his team played really well in the first half. They came out, played with intensity, and then in the second half, they kind of had a huge letdown, which is why they lost the football game. He's got to be concerned right now that his team doesn't do exactly the same thing, thinking they may have the game in hand.
Anderson with 33 yards through the air. This time he'll take it on the ground. And is stopped immediately by Doug Peterson at the line of scrimmage.
Football is a game of momentum, and right now momentum has slid over to the Edmonton Eskimos sideline a little bit.
And a loss of about 1 on the play on that carry by Calvin Anderson.
You know, one offensive play from your quarterback like Neil Green just threw to Ricky Walters can really inspire a defense. Now they think, hey, we got a chance.
Second and about 11. Here's the blitz. It's complete. Danielson has a first down for Calgary, very close to the first down anyway, across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. The gain was 11. That's what they needed. We'll see where they spot it.
And I say when you gamble defensively and you send the blitz like they sent Terry Ray, the linebacker, on that last play, you're rolling the dice a little bit, because with a guy like Dickinson who can dissect the defense, he can read that blitz and get the ball away.
First down, Calgary.
Jay McNeil just seeing the blitz from Terry Ray, just getting enough of them to knock him off stride, or he plants one right in Dave Dickinson. That's the end of the play. Danielson with the first down.
First and 10, Stampeders. Ball at their 41-yard line. Anderson with the carry, and he's swarmed and thrown to the turf by Doug Peterson, who's fired up.
That's why they want him in the lineup, because he'll make a play like that and he'll make it last for the whole series. And what I mean by that is it'll last emotionally for his defense. And he'll just step across the line and reestablish the line of scrimmage about 3 yards back in Calgary's backfield. And then that little extra part was what he'll go and tell his teammates in the huddle. So now they're celebrating. They get fired up about that play. Carries over to this one.
Play action pass and a miscue there as Dickinson throws it into the turf. That was 2 runs and 2 losses of 1 yard on the play, as the Edmonton defense is beginning to plug the front of that Calgary offense. Wally Buono trying to keep his troops alive. Matthews looking a bit more relaxed now. His team coming to life here in the second half.
Well, Rich Stuber has decided, the defensive coordinator, to gamble a little bit in this second half and send some pressure, and so far it's worked.
Martino's punt is away. The Gizmo has it on the run at the 35. Breaks a tackle, spins, still on his feet. Finally knocked down by Jason Clement. A 35-yard punt and a 6-yard return from the Gizmo.
Hi there. As usual, you caught us in the middle of the project.
And, well, there's nothing new about that. There's everything new about the newest tools from Mastercraft. The boa constrictor strap wrench and the baby boa. They're like no other tools you've used.
The secret is the boa's adjustable strap. It's virtually indestructible, and it resizes to practically any shape object. And the more force you use, the tighter it grips, giving you the power to budge things you never thought you could.
Like stubborn oil filters. They're no match for the boa constrictor. Same for rad caps and oil caps. Just about everything under the hood.
The boa's great for getting a hold of all sorts of things, but as powerful as the boa may be, it'll never harm delicate surfaces like chrome or wood.
And stubborn jars don't stand a chance either. From your tiniest jam to your biggest pickle.
Clever.
It sure is. It's the boa constrictor strap wrench, sold in sets or individually, starting at just $14.99.
All covered by the Mastercraft Lifetime Guarantee.
It's a new idea in tools, and available only at Canadian Tire.
The universe is an infinite nothing from which anything can happen. It's a place of infinite creativity.
No one else is Jeff DeBoer.
To be quite honest, I don't know what I'm doing. That's very unnerving because it's another way of saying I have no limits.
No one else is you.
All the other boys were hockey players. I was the only artist in my class. It's no wonder I started thinking about armor at an early age. Maybe some of the objects that I make are crazy, but I'm not crazy for making them.
To serve you better, we will remember that every person is unique. We are the people of TELUS.
Shadows are long on a warm November afternoon in Calgary. 12 degrees, a 21-10 Stampeder lead. And Nealon Green has only rushed the ball 3 times. It may be a function of the way the Calgary defensive line is approaching it.
Yeah, they've got to control the rush. That's been their game plan throughout.
Green will pass, pumping. Breaks a tackle, rolls right, will go deep for Terry Vaughn. Vaughn nearly had it. Bumped by Kellogg, but no catch on the play.
No catch and no flag. And you know, it was very close. Jack Kellogg was looking back to the football. He's trying to make up ground because Vaughn had got in behind the coverage. Green had to take off because of the rush from Steve Anderson. When he gets to the outside, he sees Vaughn wide open. Now Jack Kellogg breaks on the play and bumps Vaughn right at the end of the play. Watch the little bump. See, right there is the bump. That almost drew the flag. The ref, in fact, looked like he reached to his back and then didn't pull it.
Well, if Green is content to sit in the pocket, we might see more pass rushing like that. Calgary putting pressure on Green instead of keeping him in their face. Here they come again. It's complete to Millington. Flags on the play. He's across the first down marker.
And a ref got run over. It was the umpire right in the middle of that just got floored.
There is a penalty flag down.
He took a real shot, but he's still ticking.
Against the Eskimos.
And another big play, but it's going to come back.
Ineligible receiver, Edmonton, number 25. Second down repeated.
Well, that's the second time that's happened to the Eskimos. First it was Donnie Ashley, now Sean Millington, the way he lines up.
Watch the ref in the middle of the screen there. That's the umpire, Dave Hutton. And Dave got nailed. It took him a while to regroup, but he's going to stay in the game.
Jermaine Miles drilled him from behind, trying to get to Millington.
There's bullets flying out there. You don't want to get caught in the crossfire.
First down repeated, 20 yards to go after the ineligible receiver call against Millington. Empty backfield. Expect a 4-man rush from Calgary. And that's what they get. He'll flare it out to Hurdy. Straight arm, driven out of bounds. Marvin Coleman in support of Eric Sutton.
Well, that play obviously is not going to get him the first down. But look to Nealon Green as this game progresses to maybe pump that ball and go deep. See, he's just going to throw this one out to the right of your screen here on the hitch screen. But the next progression of this play is to have the fake to the hitch screen and have Terry Vaughn and Mark Tolbert go deep down the field and try and catch the Calgary secondary sleeping.
Stampeders dropping 8 men off with the coverage on that play. Here's Fleming to punt from his 25. Spiral taken by Travis Moore at the 35, straight up the field, and then hit hard by A.J. Gass and stopped immediately. A 41-yard punt and an 11-yard return by Moore.
Gass, number 41. 42 yards.
Right now, get a 28-point winter checkup, oil, lube, and filter, tire rotation, and a bonus emergency road kit. All for just $29.95. Only at Canadian Tire.
Back at McMahon Stadium. The O-line there's beaten. St. Germain been beaten up in the last few weeks, but looking strong here in the second half. Calgary, though, on offense. Play action pass. Dickinson going deep. Complete to Vince Danielson with 3 defenders all around him. First down, Stampeders. A 22-yard gain to Vince Danielson. Playing on a gimpy knee, had a bursa sac injury drained this week. Very painful, Glenn.
Safety Chris Hardy right there, number 8 in the middle of your screen, got caught a little bit to the wide field. When Vince Danielson runs all the way across the field like that, you got to get help from the safety. He's got to be in the middle, and Chris Hardy went a little too far the other way.
Anderson takes the handoff.
Squeezes out a couple of yards.
Gain of maybe 3 on the play. Grant Carter making the stop for the Eskimos. Carter reviving his career in the second half of the season at Edmonton after being released by the Stampeders. Seemed to be rejuvenated. 3 interceptions, 4 sacks, and a big tackle there.
Your last chance has a way of doing that.
Right.
and this may have been Grant Carter's last chance.
Sorry, released by the Bombers. What I meant to say. Dave Ritchie, Winnipeg, mid-season. Danielson one-hops it, or rather, he was the intended receiver. Dickinson one-hop the pass. More pressure on the play. Gas coming into his face.
Well, right now, that's what Rich Stubler's trying to do in the second half. Send A.J. Gas, Terry Ray, and Marcelo Simmons. This time, it's Gas's turn. And he's up there forcing Dave Dickinson to throw it when he doesn't want to. It's not the sack. He didn't get the credit for the sack, but what he did is he forced Dave Dickinson to throw when he wasn't ready, and he one-hopped it to Danielson.
Trying to get Dickinson out of his rhythm. That's something they couldn't do in week 10. And knowing that he's taken a lot of hits this year, they're going to try and make contact on every passing down.
Now remember, it's tough to cover when you got offensive linemen up there, and Henry Williams is the guy back if McLaughlin should miss.
Ball will be spotted at about the 46-yard line. Here's McLaughlin. Good. 46-yard field goal by Mark McLaughlin. And the Stampeder margin is 14 points. With 1:44 to go in the third quarter.
That's a big kick.
Let's go down to the sidelines now, and here's Steve Armitage.
Mark, if you'd like to travel to Vancouver, BC for the Grey Cup game in a couple of weeks, this is the number you need to call, 1-800-268-8400. Lots of good travel packages available and tickets for the 87th Grey Cup game at BC Place Stadium under the dome. Perfect weather conditions, and who knows, maybe those fans will be there to support the Calgary Stampeders in the big one.
They begin their defense of the Grey Cup here in the playoffs. Play action now. Green knocked down. Intercepted. Alondra Johnson lumbering and forced out of bounds deep in Edmonton territory. Greg Frere's got his hand on it, and A.J. What a return after missing 5 weeks with a knee injury.
The play took too long to develop for Nealon Green. He waited too long to deliver the throw because Ricky Walters was sitting in his pattern too long, and that's why Greg Freres could come out of the middle of the field and break on that football. He knocked it out of there, and Alondra Johnson picks up the tip drill and takes it down the sideline. Big turnover for Calgary. If they can capitalize, it'll be like the knockout punch that those people that rented that fight last night didn't see.
And the pressure, enormous on Nealon Green. He had a hard time seeing where he was throwing that pass. And Val St. Germain is down on the field for Edmonton.
Well, they're banged up, and it's this point in the football game where your offensive linemen, if they're nicked, it'll start to, this is when it starts to affect you, because you're pounding every single play, and those bumps and bruises start to get more and more painful as the game goes on. And Val St. Germain has been nicked, along with Chris Morris coming in and Keisham Elmastube. So we're going to have to move David Hessman into the offensive line, at least temporarily, unless Val St. Germain can shake it off.
The see both of his knees have braces, and he's favoring the left leg. He was a doubtful starter earlier in the week. Alondra Johnson missed 5 weeks with a medial collateral ligament injury. Said he'd have fresh legs and be real healthy coming into this game with that absence.
Probably could have played last week, but Wally Buono decided to keep him out, and that's the difference right now.
Turnovers.
Yep, 3 Edmonton turnovers.
First down, Stampeders. Oh, pressure. Complete. Cummings has it. It doesn't go much more than a few yards on the gain. 3 will be the pickup. Charles Anthony making the tackle for Edmonton. So the Stampeders now threatening to put this game out of reach.
Well, this really would be the knockout punch, because you get the turnover. First of all, you want to capitalize, because it's demoralizing to the defense to have to go up the field at this point.
2nd and 6. Pressure. Sacked. Dickinson is down as Terry Ray turns up the heat.
Well, George Cortez saw Terry Ray blitz in the last couple of series, and what he wanted to do was bring in Calvin Anderson. So Cortez drew it up perfectly. Here's what he's wanted. See, Calvin Anderson's going to come in and block on Terry Ray. He drew it up to block the blitz, but that's the human factor. And the human factor, Terry Ray won, because he hurdled Calvin Anderson, who tried the cut block, and it didn't work.
Well, Ray at 200 pounds and enormous speed in his rookie season here in the CFL. He was saying the other day he has to use that speed to battle some of the bigger men he has to face. Field goal attempt from the 30. It's good. And so while the Eskimos prevent a touchdown, they give up 3 more, and the Stampeders open a 27-10 lead as the 3rd quarter comes to a conclusion in Calgary.
Okay. You're saying if the kicker misses, we still get a point? Come on.
That's unless they kick it out.
Kick it out? You boys are playing with me now.
No. It's called the rouge.
The rouge?
It means red.
Should we tell him about the 3 downs?
Hey, Coach! Coach!
Nah, I think he's had enough for one day.
They're doing it again!
So, you got an RCA TV with Guide Plus Gold. Gosh, that's got to make you feel good. What with this instant 7-day on-screen summary of your favorite shows? Bet the guys are impressed. Probably on their way over right now to watch the big game. Crash the place, each out of house and home, that kind of thing. The RCA with Guide Plus Gold. It's gonna be very popular.
Go somewhere else where you want it. You're not wanted here.
He's been both vilified and threatened.
I pray for him every day that he'll stop doing what he's doing.
And exalted as a hero.
How many people do you know that's willing to fight for what they believe in, go to jail, and risk their life for it?
A man still haunted by his past.
I feel guilty inside that I couldn't save my mother. If I let myself go, I cry my whole remaining life.
The Life and Times of Henry Morgenthaler. Tuesday night at 9.
Welcome back to Calgary. Val St. Germain is just running onto the field back into the Eskimos huddle. While he was sitting on the bench and they were checking his knees, Jackie Kellogg of the Stampeders came over to the Eskimos bench, shook his hand, and said, "Hey, man, I'm sorry." I don't think I've seen that happen too many times, guys.
Well, that's an amazing... I mean, Val St. Germain looked like he was angry as he was going off the field, looking back towards the Stampeders. Here's a replay. Cut.
Yeah. Jack Kellogg took the legs out of Val St. Germain, but he shook it off and back in there.
Empty backfield. Shotgun formation. 6 receivers set, 4 to the wide side for the Eskimos. That's where Green will throw it, but way over the head of Ed Hervey.
And that was almost a lateral.
Yeah.
It went straight out of bounds anyway. But go back to the Val St. Germain injury. This was on the interception by Alondra Johnson, and you see 57 right there, the middle of your screen getting cut by Jack Kellogg on the interception return, and he went over there and apologized.
It is a fair block, though. Cross-body block just below the waist. But a gentleman in Jack Kellogg will say he's sorry.
Well, you never like to see anyone get hurt.
St. Germain is staying on the line. 2nd and 10. Green deep. It's complete to Rick Walters. He's still on his feet to the 50. Finally down across the 50-yard line. A big first down for Edmonton. A 26-yard pickup by Walters.
Rick Walters is that 5th receiver, and he lines up closest to Nealon Green and really can be a guy that will adjust to the coverage. He was in Saskatchewan last year, has experience in the league. This is his 6th year in the CFL, so he understands what defenses are trying to do, and he's created a target for Green.
He has the Eskimo touchdown. First down, Edmonton. Green. Complete to Talbot, close to a first down.
Has the catch. Let's look at the flag back.
But there are flags on the play deep in the secondary of the Stampeders.
Usually around the illegal contact area. The ball was thrown away from where the flag is.
Yeah, maybe too many men. Stampeders perhaps employing the 13th man on the field instead of in the stands. Wally is upset about that. Talks with George Black.
Well, what Wally will like to do on passing downs is
20 players, Calgary, first down Edmonton.
What he likes to do is substitute Eric Sutton, the extra defensive back, onto the field and take out a linebacker. Sometimes Alondra Johnson will even come out, and Eric Sutton and Johnson were on the field on the last play. And that's just communication on the sideline, making sure that you know what formation defensively you have out there and the personnel is correct.
So it's 1st and 10, Edmonton. Ball to Calgary, 39. Green has the ball batted down. Big Jeff Traversy puts his mitts in front of that pass.
Well, I talked whenever we saw the stats about the rushing for Edmonton. Well, forget about it now. They're behind, and they might as well just drop back and throw the rock, because that's the only way they're going to come back in this game. And yeah, a lot of that passing yardage for the Calgary Stampeders came in the first half. They really have had trouble in the second half moving against this Edmonton defense.
Well, the Eskimos have won 5 of their 6 games in the regular season, rushing for 200 yards plus. Way off that today as they go to the air in a big change up on offense. Here's Green rolling. Will he run? No, he'll throw deep to Terry Vaughn. It's tipped. Oh, and just over the outstretched arm of Vaughn, Jack Kellogg on the coverage for Calgary.
When you're a defensive back, you have to make a quick decision when the football is in the air, and I'm talking about it happens just like that, and Jack Kellogg had to decide whether or not to stay with Terry Vaughn or go for the football. He decided to gamble and take a shot at the football, and he just got his hands on it. Here's the gamble right here. Jack Kellogg came underneath Terry Vaughn and dove for the ball. He just got his fingertips on it, because if he doesn't touch this football, see him gamble, cut underneath. If he doesn't touch it, Vaughn's in the end zone with the football in his hands.
So a field goal situation for Edmonton, a 46-yard attempt for Fleming. He's already got one from that distance in this game. Ball is down, kicked, and wide. Marvin Coleman has it in the end zone, running some time down, still has it, can get out if he wants to, backtracks. Nobody's touched him yet, and finally runs out to give up a single point. But it may have taken 30 seconds before he was finally pushed out of bounds. One for the Eskimos on the missed 46-yard field goal.
The wait wait is over. For the first time ever, the timeless classics that generation after generation has come to love have found a new home on Disney DVD. Disney DVD, pure digital magic.
Mike here, the phone, pager, and two-way radio all in one. I'm new to town and looking for work, so right now, trade in any working cell phone, two-way, or pager and get me for free. I'll even throw in some airtime. You'll have to say goodbye to your outdated electronics, but don't worry. We'll take good care of them at Casa del Mike, a majestic 600-hectare ranch where they'll be free to romp and play with 8-track players and CD radios. Just throw them in the car. Tell them you're going to the mall. I'm Mike. I'll work harder for less.
Stampeders set to go on offense. You know, Dave Dickinson has spread the ball to everybody except this man, 83, Travis Moore, the #2 leading receiver in the CFL, hasn't caught one yet today.
Had a great regular season. First year for Travis Moore, over 1,000 yards, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him involved before it's over.
First down, Stampeders. The handoff to Kelvin Anderson. Straight up the hash mark. Gain of about 5. 2nd and 5 Stampeders, and Moore, of course, playing emotionally for his own brother Kelvin, who injured his neck with the Cincinnati Bengals this year.
Yeah, Travis Moore writes Kelvin's initials on his wristband. He has, since he injured himself in a preseason game in Cincinnati, injured neck. They thought he was paralyzed. He's somewhat recovered and is in rehab now, but has been a real inspiration for Travis Moore, who almost quit the game.
They talk every day. Here's Dickinson ducking the rush and is brought down. A sack, and it's Doug Peterson putting the grab on Dickinson. And so the Stampeders will have to punt.
Really, the Edmonton defense in the second half have done their job. They really have. When you think about the big turnover from Alonzo Johnson, well, the Edmonton defense held Calgary to a field goal. And now they're really doing their job. They're making Calgary punt the football and giving Elon Green the opportunity to come back and try and win this one.
Martino's punt taken by the Gizmo. Tries to beat the coverage to get outside. And the Stampeders, Greg Frères is there to meet him on the 30-yard line as the coverage team strings out the return from the Gizmo. Left, but not right.
Right now, get a 28-point winter checkup, oil, lube, and filter, tire rotation, and a bonus emergency road kit. All for just $29.95. Only at Canadian Tire.
11 minutes and 12 seconds and ticking left to go in this football.